Hey, how you doing? Sean here with Airwaves Music. Today's lesson, we're going to be talking about the basics. You got your gear, you got a gig, now let's put it together and let's make it happen. Your gear, you're going to need two main speakers. Usually you want to find out how big of a crowd you're doing it, how big the room is, something like that, because you don't want to have underpowered speakers. I mean, you can use the overpowered ones, but you definitely want to use the right wattage of speaker for the right event. Also, you'll have a subwoofer depending on what you're going to be doing. If you're having kind of more of a dance, kind of a really good feel to it, a crowd of maybe 200 or so people, you definitely want to use a subwoofer with something like that. Just get the bass going, get the people really involved, and you feel the bass, you're going to want to dance. Next thing, depending on what you're going to use, me personally, I really like to use the Traktor S4. I've used the turntables in the past, even with the Crate records. Back in the day, carrying that around, you can't take requests for that. CDJs, that's another good option to use. Some people even use the Serato software mixed with the time code vinyls. That's another good option to use. But for me, the Traktor S4, it's the most versatile, latest piece of equipment. It gets everything done. It works as a sound card built right into it. And it's a plug and play kind of thing. It just mixes right well with Traktor Pro. Nothing to worry about. Like I said, plug and play, get it going. Next thing, you're gonna have your laptop. You want a good, trustworthy, stable laptop. Another thing, I keep all my music on a separate hard drive, just for purpose sake. You want to have something as a backup, so that way you leave all your computer just running the software, nothing on the hardware whatsoever. Another thing I like to use is the Traktor Control F1. Basically, I use this for all my effects, which is a good thing to have. It's fully programmable, customized, map it, and there's so much support on the web for it, so it's a really good thing to use. I mean, if you're doing weddings, you probably won't be going too crazy with effects, but it's a good little piece to have, and in upcoming videos, I'll show you exactly what I mean. Another thing, this controller here, the Control S4, you can hook this right into your speakers, but for me, I like to use a separate standalone mixing board. It's the Mackie 1202. I like it because you can plug in a million microphones into it. You can have also as a backup, you can run an iPod through it. It's a good peace of mind to have. If something, God forbid, were to happen with your mixer, you got backup, and that's the main thing. You're an event, you need some sort of backup, because if things go sour, your computer goes, your hard drive goes, you want to be ready to go. Now you got your speakers, you want to have them set up properly. The key with setting up a speaker properly is you want the speaker around ear level. That's the key, because when you want to hear the music, you want it down the floor. You won't get the best sound. You don't want it 20 feet in the air, because you won't get the clarity that you will if it's right there. Your subwoofer, a nice center position. You're gonna have it on the floor. You want the people on the dance floor to feel the bass. So that's why that's all set up there. So now you got your subwoofer, you got your two speakers, depending on your event. Now what you want to do is you want to connect it all together. Let's get rolling kind of thing here. Okay. So you got your mixer, you got your power plugged in. That's the key, make sure you got power, and you got your outs, your left and your right. So from your mixer to your subwoofer, what you want to do is take your main output from your mixer right into your main input on your speakers. You'll have a left side and a right side down here. So what you do, straight into it, and now you're going. So now you have bass, you have your power. From there, you want to take your main output, that'll now transfer in to the back of your speakers. Okay. So in the back of your speaker, you obviously have your power cable. So make sure you have your power cable plugged in. There you'll have your XLR, which I like to use. Some speakers will have a 1/4 inch input as well, but I've always liked to use the XLR. It's just guaranteed a better sound kind of thing out of it. Also, you have your on button, make sure it's turned on. You'll be wondering why. A lot of speakers will have a light on showing exactly, if it's on or off. So keep in mind these little things that'll help you go. There's also a 3-band equalizer. Your highs
mids and lows. I usually just like to center them out myself. Usually your mixer will have all that dialed in. I like to do my EQ from there. I don't like doing speaker by speaker. Like every speaker is completely different. Just see what the one you have. If you're renting your gear or it's your gear, read up on it, get to know your speaker. It's your equipment, learn to use it.
So now that you have everything set up to your main mixing soundboard, what you want to do is either, if you're like me, because I have everything running off of my DJ mixer here, so I have my outputs for my DJ mixer that come into my line input on my soundboard over here. So just plug that in, make sure you got it. The reason I like to use my soundboard again is because I have my full equalizer over here. I have different sound levels. You can use your microphone as well, same thing. You got your XLR hookup right into your other line there. And you can watch, your metering right along here and figure out kind of where you're at and everything's sounding perfect. So now you got powered your speakers, powered your subwoofer, powered your soundboard, powered your computer, powered your mixer. So now all we have to do is hit play and make sure we got it. There you go, sounds good, we're up and running. From now on, what I would do is I'd go around, I'd go to each speaker, I'd kind of listen to make sure my highs are good, my mids are good, my lows are good, just do a little sound tweak. But hey, as long as you got music coming out of those speakers, that's half the battle right there. So there you go, thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next video.